fruit. I paint pictures with my words, tangled thoughts and feelings. Growinggames.com, tangled thoughts and feelings.
Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Growing Gamers podcast. My name's Tori Favreau, coming to you from Geelong, Victoria, Australia. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for viewing. This is the review on Predator Hunting Grounds. It's a brand new game that's come out. It is players versus the Predator. So if you're looking for PvP action, this is not the game for you. Let's get that out of the way. Comes up with a beautiful thing. One of the things I liked about this game is so many games nowadays, they come out with like day one patches. This game just worked from day one. So I was pretty stoked about it. Just jumped straight in the action. It's really interesting the way it's done. You can play as either the Predator. Now, if you don't know about the Predator, there was a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it many years ago. There's been sequels, of course, but the Predator is an alien from another world, and basically its mission is to hunt, and it considers like the hunt to be a noble endeavor. And so you can either play as the fire team that land in the jungle, or you can play as the Predator itself. In this particular gameplay footage that you're going to see, it's me playing, so don't expect greatness, but I'm playing as part of the fire team. Now you are playing with other human players, and of course another human player is the Predator. But it's a nice little thing in the game, guys, that you also play against AI soldiers. So even if you can't find the Predator, or if you're the Predator you can't find the fire team, which does happen, then you do also have the benefit of being able to just hunt the AI, get certain achievements for doing that, and get yourself involved in skirmishes with them. Now, as a fire team, though, you do get pointed to where you're going, whereas the Predator actually has to hunt. Now, if you've seen the movie before, the Predator does have different visual modes, including the really good ability to cloak itself. So you can sneak in if you're quiet enough without being seen at all, except for a little shimmer maybe. Now, if the fire team does find you as the Predator, however, you will notice that you do end up killing it or making it bleed, and if it bleeds there's this bright green blood which will help you find it. Even if it cloaks itself, it just drips and drips until the Predator has a chance to heal itself with one of its own syringes. So in the game though, there's all these sort of weird trophies. So if you are watching the video, you'll see me run away from the fire team. There's wild boars on the islands. There is an achievement for killing them, so don't think I'm just doing it, or I am just doing it because it's fun. But in this particular circumstance in the game, there's achievements for that. There's achievements for blowing up explosive barrels, which I haven't done yet. So of course I saw the explosive barrels and I wanted to jump straight into that. Now, it gives you jobs to do depending on the island that you drop into, or the jungle environment that you drop into. They may be collecting intel for certain things, shutting down computers, destroying security cameras and the like. The game keeps you busy throughout, but the whole time you're more than aware that that fucking Predator is looking for you. So you do have to be on your toes, and all you'll hear is this creepy sort of noise, and that's the Predator sort of clacking to itself as it makes its way through the trees. The way that the Predator moves through the environment is fantastic. Its journey through the treetops does allow you to jump pretty seamlessly from tree to tree, and the cut-in animations that they have are fantastic. You really feel as though you're doing it, even though the computer does click in itself more than once or twice, but it does give you that feeling that what you're doing is something pretty damn special. So in this particular circumstance, we've got our primary objectives here, and they are basically just to gather the intel. I'm too busy clowning around in this circumstance because I just want to blow up barrels, and thank God I didn't actually blow up any of my teammates, because it is environmental damage, it is real, but I just thought, oh well, I'm just going to have a run around. One of the weird things about the game though is you can be resurrected if you're downed, and I did notice, like, I have not gone in with friends playing this. I am playing with randoms every time I've jumped in. And the downside to this game is when you don't know people, no one really seems to want to pick you up unless they absolutely are in no danger of doing it whatsoever. after you do certain things in the game, you may have to patrol or look after an area while data is done, or you hack a computer, and in the meantime non-player characters will start to swarm in, and you can see them on the map. They are as red dots, so you can sort of anticipate where they're going to be. They're not as powerful as a human opponent, of course, but they can certainly get it in your way, particularly if a predator is in the area at the same time, which is the case in this particular video if you are watching the video version of this. Now, if you're not, the Predator's little logo does come up. There's a map that's constantly like on your HUD, and not only will you see the non-player characters, there's a separate area that does show up and tell you if there's a Predator in the area. However, it will not show you where the Predator is, because obviously the player playing as the Predator does need the opportunity to be stealthy, be invisible. There will be times that you'll see a shimmer running around, and that might be your Predator character. However, most of the time the Predator is super powerful, so you may not even see that bad boy coming up on you until it's way too late. If you get within sort of hitty-hurdy range of the Predator, you may as well consider your game over. If the Predator downs you and it has time, it can actually rip your spine and skull out of your body, rendering you unable to be resurrected by teammates, and it claims your skull as a trophy, which the Predator player model will then wear on its belt like a little badge of honor. The graphics are fantastic. The jungle environment looks superb. You can cover yourself in mud as well in the game. If you are playing on the fire team and you haven't realized this, you can actually cover yourself with mud, which cools you down, because the Predator does work on like a thermal heat signature kind of system, so it will be looking for heat signatures and noise. Now, when it does go into thermal mode, sound does show up as like a little radar effect, so you, as the Predator, you have to be constantly listening and looking around, because the game tends to spawn you far away from the action. It will spawn you near non-player characters at base. I think that's to warm you up and get you into it. It's only rare that you will find yourself actually in the action from the very get-go, and you may have to work your way through quite an expansive jungle before you even get to the fire team. At the moment, disappointingly, they say there's 4 maps. Honestly, I've played numerous games now. Myself and my friend Ash have played, and I think, to be honest, even though the spawn points have been different, we have only seen 2 maps. So this is something that I think is a bit of a negative. The game isn't a full-price AAA game. However, I do think that the game needs to be supported down the track with more maps, a little bit more variety. Though, having said that, the game is immersive enough that even with those maps that are there, you should find yourself having a great deal of fun, because they're very well done. And of course, the random element is that the goddamn Predator is looking for you the entire time. I did notice on the PS4 version of this, it's currently only available on PS4 and PC, and those 2 player groups can play together. They're designated by a logo, a PlayStation logo or a PC logo, so you do know who you're playing with. However, I noticed as a PlayStation 4 gamer that there were issues with frame rate. You may actually see if you're watching the video. If you're not, sometimes the action will stagger and stutter a little bit at times that you don't want it to. Also, another thing that was weird is I've got a fairly decent internet connection. So my ping, which is basically how fast my PlayStation talks to the server that provides the game content, wasn't too bad. But it did pair me up with people whose pings were significantly less, which I could only imagine would detract from the overall gameplay experience. Having said that, the game itself is a lot of fun. It commands replayability, and the nice thing is that you're not actually, other than the Predator character, your fire team's meant to be working together to achieve a common goal. There's loot scattered throughout the maps, which is good fun to pick up. You get in-game currency, which will enable you to unlock things during the game. They are primarily cosmetic, though you can buff up weapons as you level up throughout the game. So it's well worth paying attention to things that are on the game, but it's just such a good bit of fun. Like, as everyone who's watched me play before, I am not the best at this sort of thing, but this game is fun. It doesn't seem to be that there's any direct real repercussion if you aren't very good You can just have fun, acknowledging the fact that if you don't think clever, then you are going to be taken down by the predator. At the end of the missions, you will make your way to an exfil point, and a helicopter generally lands, and you can shimmy up a rope to escape. Once you do go up that rope or hit the rope, the predator can no longer get you, and it's game over for them. Now, if you are playing as the Predator character, however, you can be taken down. Don't think just because you're powerful that you're totally immune to the fire attacks that do take place here. A range of weaponry is available to the fire team, and basically you will find that you are impacted as the Predator. It may be that you need to use different weapons that you will get as you level up, such as like a net that you can entangle people in. You've also got your shoulder-mounted turret. You've got a Predator's sword. There are numerous weapons that you'll get as you play the game more. There are better weapons that you'll get as you play the game as a human player. It all encourages you basically to keep playing. The music is suspenseful. The sound effects are good. The audio quality is on point as far as I'm concerned, and it's fantastic to hear the actual sounds from the Predator movie in there. I love the fact that you can hear the Predator hunting you, and also just the audio from when you do hear the Predator stalking you. It's a very tense moment, and also sometimes the human Predator may decide to not even stalk you until the very end of the game, when it will try to get everyone at the exfil point. Now, that is an achievement in the game itself, so if you're keen on trophies, I'm not sure if there's a similar trophy list for PC gamers, but for trophies for PlayStation gamers, there are a variety of fun, achievable trophies that you will get simply by playing this game. However, I found the Predator super hard to control. My friend Ash, however, seems to dominate as the Predator. I guess it's just a different skill set. Hey, I'm not that good as the fire team, so, I am going to be bloody useless as the Predator. All things said and done, though, this game is super fun. There I am extracting out. If you are watching, I've escaped from the game, but the game is super well done. It is not a full price game. I think it would be far more rewarding to go in with 2 or 3 mates and to basically make your way through the game and work together to achieve a goal. This is, even though you are the fire team, I'm doing the air rabbit ears, even though you're a team, truly it is every man for himself. If you don't know each other, people are not that inclined to help each other, and at the end of every single map you will get XP points, you may get unlockables, you also get a loot crate system, but it doesn't cost you real money. It's in-game money if you want to purchase additional ones. In any case, this is Predator. I do recommend it. Please like and subscribe. Let your friends know. We also do the audio show. You can find us online on Facebook at the Grown Gamers podcast page. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.